Welcome back to another episode of the Momagers podcast, where we're talking about the process. Remember, guys, we're here to uplift, empower, walk hand in hand with you through this journey that you're going through with your athlete, your actor and actress, whomever, that dreamer that you have. I'm Mama Lagway, your host.
And I'm Lady G, your co-host, and today's episode is one that every parent, every athlete, every support system really needs to hear.
Because today we're talking about managing offers, managing commitments,
Yes.
and learning the power to say no, even when the world says yes.
Especially during the chaos. When the offers start rolling in, the noise gets really loud.
And if you don't have the process, if you don't have a process, that noise makes decisions for you.
And so what we're going to do is let's start right there. You know, when the offers start coming in, Mama Lagway, whether it's sports, whether it's NIL, whether it's business deals, business opportunities, people think it's exciting all the time.
And it is. Don't get us wrong. It is exciting at first. But excitement quickly, it turns into overwhelm. Your phone never stops. Everyone has advice. Everybody has an opinion. You know what I say about those.
Absolutely. And let's just be clear, not all offers are good offers.
Say that again.
Not all offers are aligned offers.
Yes, some offers look good on paper, but don't serve long-term vision. You know, we talked about, your children developing their character. So you got to stay committed to what you started training and developing and preparing them.
Right.
So some people are offering access, not opportunity.
Oh, that's huge. I'm going to repeat that again. And
Some
let that
people,
sink in.
yes, some people are offering access, not opportunity.
And some offers can be disguised as support too. And with that support comes the pressure.
So let's step into the role of a parent or the role of the support system of your dreamer.
Right.
As a parent, or if you're a part of that support system of your dreamer, our job is to not chase everything. That's not our job. We don't chase every deal. We don't chase every opportunity that comes at us. Our job is to protect the process.
And sometimes, Mama Lagway, let's be honest, that means sometimes you got to be the bad guy.
Sometimes you're the one saying no, not right now. Even when your child and everybody else around you may be excited about something, but sometimes you got to be that person to say no, not right now.
Absolutely. Because see, let's be real. The kids, they see that moment.
Yeah.
Right? But us as parents, we're looking down the road.
Yeah.
And again, our job is to protect our athlete,
Absolutely.
our dreamer.
And if you don't slow them down, but in order for you to slow them down, you have to slow down.
Yes, because it's exciting for you.
It's exciting. But if you don't slow them down, the burnout comes fast. Mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Everybody wants access to your athlete, to your dreamer. Not everybody want to protect your dreamer,
That's right.
What does that look like? Let's talk about what that looks
I was
like.
just going to say, most people have an agenda.
Yes.
Do you think that these brand deals or these offers or whatever we're talking about that's going to help promote them, do you think that they're coming at you because they don't have a plan for your child or a plan for not your child? And let's be honest, during this recruiting process, because that's what we're talking about, the process.
Yeah.
You got to be, like we've been talking about, mentally and physically prepared and able to have these tough conversations. Because sometimes a coach, and we've been in this situation, even in the 7-on-7 before with DJ, sometimes coaches will place your son on a team and hype them up, but they're only trying to make another athlete or another parent mad.
Right.
So your child not really, so it's like that's why we say slow down. Slow down, because everybody doesn't want to protect your child.
Right.
Some people want to use them. Some people want to use them for their benefit. At the end of the day, they have an agenda and a motive. So you want to always slow down, pray about it, do whatever you do to help you
Right.
Get this discernment. Really weigh the option.
Right.
Really make sure it fits down the road where you're trying to go.
And that's what it is, guys. Because we're not going to be able to avoid it.
No.
Because it's a win-win. You want to make sure it's a win-win situation for your family, your athlete, and for them. Because nobody's going to do anything for nothing.
That's right.
It's something.
That's right.
That's just what it is.
Exactly. And with these commitments, guys, what are you really saying yes to?
Oh, let's talk about commitments, Mama Lagway, because when you're saying yes to something, you're not just saying yes, to just anything, the opportunity. You're saying yes to something else.
Yeah, let me tell you what you're saying yes to.
Yeah.
You're saying yes to time that's going to be lost. Doing everything. You're saying yes to the travel. Because you're going to have to pay for travel to get back and forth. You're saying yes to the expectations.
Yes.
The stress. And I'm not talking about the expectations that you're putting on your child or themselves, they're putting on themselves. I'm talking about the expectation that the world is going to be putting on them.
Yes.
Because that's when we talk about everybody going to have their opinion, right?
Yes.
Everybody going to say what they want to say, right? So you're talking about a lot. You're saying yes to a lot.
You're saying a yes
really
to a
know
lot.
what you're saying yes to.
And you're saying yes to how it affects your family, how it affects your dreamers' grades, your rest, and your peace.
Yes. See how all this stuff is tying back to what we're saying, protect your peace.
Yes.
Prepare, stay organized. Yeah, the PPP. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So my thing is this all comes full circle, guys. Because when these things happen as the journey continues. So we had to learn this quickly. Really quickly. Every yes, it's going to cost you something.
And when you learn it, you got to know that if you don't count up the cost up front, you will pay for it on the back end.
The commitment should fit into the bigger picture, not derail it. It should never take you off course.
Right.
The commitment should go right. It should fit into the picture.
Right.
If it does, then you really need to rethink that.
Exactly. And parents, don't go at it alone. Talk to people who are in the situation that you're in.
Absolutely.
Or who've been there before that can give you experienced guidance.
Absolutely. But this is when we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about the power of saying no.
Let's get into the hardest part, saying no.
Because saying no, it feels uncomfortable. I mean, that's just an uncomfortable thing to tell somebody no. Especially when people make you feel guilty for it. And you got people that'll do that. That'll make you feel guilty for saying no to your time, your expectations, your commitment.
And what you got to know is no is a complete sentence.
No. Period.
Right.
As they say, period.
Period.
And no doesn't mean never. No doesn't mean never.
Right.
It means not right now.
When you say no to distractions, you're saying yes to focus.
When you say no to pressure, you say yes to peace.
When you say no to chaos, you're saying, I'm going to protect this gift.
Yes, we're talking about saying no to the commitments. Yes, we're talking about saying no to, you have to turn down colleges. You have to say no because at the end of the day, we talked to you about earlier episode of this process is teaching your children how to lead these conversations. So you want to teach your kid, if a school and coaches have been constantly communicating with your son when they get to that level, and they can do that because we're at the commitment part. So they should be old enough. They should be the senior, junior year and senior, where the coach is going to start being able to reach out to them. You want to teach your students, athlete, or whomever your dreamer is, how to communicate themselves. So at the end of the day, I believe in when you say no, you make a note. I believe in teaching them how to, like my kids, they call those coaches. Thank you for the offer, but I've decided to go a different route for my future. Y'all, this is building so much. This is what the world nowadays is lacking.
Right. Gratitude.
Common courtesy. No, you don't have to do that. But teach them to do that. It's okay to have that conversation because yes, saying no is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to, but see, that actually helps them make that feel a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
For when they have to say no, they can have a conversation with someone about why they said no. You don't owe it to anybody, but it's the common courtesy thing to do. So these are good tips, and it all goes back to teaching your young, especially if you got a young man
right.
or a young lady,
right,
teaching them how to have open line of communication.
Yes.
And how to be able to comfortably do that.
And I'm going to say this, with the way the landscape is always changing, you never know, where a coach is going to be from year to year to year. So if your athlete or your dreamer really and truly know how to communicate effectively, and they show gratitude that, hey, I thank you for reaching out to me and just being mature.
Yeah.
They're going to remember that.
Yeah.
And they're going to welcome you. Yes, it goes a long way.
Yeah, that's that character. That's that they can say, it may be like, oh man, he may not be a better athlete than this other athlete, but I don't want to deal with this other athlete's attitude. I don't want to deal with this other athlete's mama.
Right.
A daddy. Because they going to be doing X, Y, Z. So it's like, when you come in and the coaches start comparing who they want to offer this money to.
A lot goes into it.
They want to know, because guess what, guys? When these commitments come to, like, back to what I just said.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, I don't want to deal with the mama, the daddy. When your dreamer commits to something with a program or something or whatever they're doing, when it's your young adult, the whole family's committing.
Right. It's a family commitment.
They're watching us. They're monitoring us. They're going to know things about us if we put it out there.
Right.
And guess what? They're going to make up stuff about you when you don't.
Right.
So
it's a catch-22.
It is. It's a catch-22. But we want to teach our athletes how to handle that. And so let's talk about handling the noise and the outside pressures. That goes back to that adversity that they're going to be going through.
Yeah. That could be family members. That could be friends, social media, strangers. They all have opinions. All of them. Ain't nothing you can do about it. They gonna tell you.
Everybody suddenly become an expert when success shows up.
And if you're listening today and you're in the middle of chaos and you understand all this stuff is going on, I'm going to tell you, you really and truly don't owe anyone any explanation. But the loudest voices, from your family members, your friends, the loved ones, they're rarely the wisest ones too, Mama Lagway.
Yeah, they are rarely. You have to know whose voice matters in this process, in your process. Not in this process, in your process. Know whose voice matters. Not somebody that just came up since this all been talked about. So you got to know whose voice matters and whose doesn't in your process.
And sometimes, protecting your child means protecting them from people you love.
Like we talk about, when these commitments come and all this stuff, everybody's going to want to have access. Everybody's going to tell you what to do. Everybody's going to have opinions. Everybody's going to want to be all a part of it. It gets exhausting.
It does.
Parents, protect your kids' peace. Don't allow all these people to have access to your child. Make them go through you, but then if you shut it down, then they won't even get to your child. So you got to really, really protect your child's peace and pay attention to all the things that's going on during this process, because it's a journey and it's fun and it's exciting, and like we said, you should enjoy this. Only you know how hard your athlete, whomever, what the amount of work, the process that they put into this. You know that. Nobody else does. So yes, we got to enjoy it. We got to enjoy it. We don't have to let everybody else come in and tell us what to do. We don't even have to listen to it. We don't have to listen to it. So just remember that and keep that.
That's an uncomfortable position to be in. Honestly, I'm just going to be real frank. It's uncomfortable because everybody want to be a part. So you have to learn how to communicate and how to just let them know that, hey, we're trusting the process. We're going to slow it down. We're going to pray on it. We hear you. And as a family, our little niche family, we're going to talk it through and make the best decisions.
Yeah, so I'm going to just tell you, with every family dynamic is different, right? So you had me, married, my husband, me. We have 2 kids, so we divide and conquer a lot.
Right.
We broke up the duties.
Right.
it looked a little different. But if you had your situation, you're married, but your husband's a truck driver, so he's on the road a lot. So it basically was just you. So you were married, but you had to do things like alone a lot, make a lot of decisions for them and get them back and forth. People didn't come to me, per se, and talk to like they would talk to my husband, or you. But if you're in the situation like me, then it's going to take people, if you're that wife or you're that husband and the wife is the person, then you need to have those encouraging moment conversations with your spouse and be like, hey, stop. Now, if you're the person doing it all alone, then you're going to have some type of avenue to have your peace. Prayer, affirmations, taking a woosah moment. Just go sit in a quiet place, no phones, no nothing. Because if you're that only person, I can only imagine that but you're not going to have anybody to bounce that off to. But
well, that's why it's important, though, Mama Lagway, to surround yourself with like-minded people that are in the same situation that you're in, or, like I said, have been there. And that, I mean, because that helped me. That really helped me. I had Derek. I had the coaches. I had, other people that, because, I'm in the community, that I could talk to, that I could bounce things off of, to keep it moving forward. And then I would bounce it off of my husband because he always wanted to be in the know, and rightfully so. But like the day-to-day, I mean, you got to have somebody to speak that language. And, it's like right to this day, people look at me like, oh, you know so much to be a woman. Well, I mean, I mean, besides the fact that I really love football.
And that's why we keep telling you like about these voices. They're going to come.
They're going to come.
But you got to know who your circle is. And your circle can't be 30 people. Because then you just think you got 30 people that you've allowed to penetrate your circle. And them 30 people gonna have 30 different opinions.
Yes. And they don't just turn off when you want them to turn off. Like, I don't want to listen. No, they're always going to give you their opinion.
They're always going to give it to you. Why would you want to have someone in your circle to give you an opinion that has never done it? I laugh because you'll hear later, but we interview financial planners. I know some people that come at me, financial planners, they financial planners, right? And you broke. You asking me for money. I don't want you managing my money or my son's money if you can't show me. So why would you want, I want someone to know what they've done, or at least have a roadmap because they've done it. I mean, how you gonna tell me how I'm gonna find me a husband and you ain't never been married? Literally. So when it's this journey, this process, and the people you surround yourself with, they got to have some skin in the game. They got to know something about something. They got to have been through something. Or else how can they help? That's why I don't know a lot like she does about football. I ask a lot more questions. I go to all the games, but I don't know it. But I know that I've been through. I stick with what I know. I can tell you guys and share with you guys about our journey because I know what I've been through. And so that's what this all is about, is our experiences. We're not saying that this is the way to do it. We're just trying to give you tips and tricks and tips about how to navigate through this marathon.
Because, and the thing of it is that Mama Lagway, is when your kid is that kid, you're going to hear it. It's going to come. It's going to be very chaotic. And that's why it's important to understand how to maneuver through it. How to have, we're giving you tips is how to saying no is a complete sentence, and you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. So
no to meetings. People just want to pitch their ideas to me. No, because I'm going to go have lunch and drinks with my friend today.
Exactly.
No, I'm going to go have a massage today. Or no, I'm just going to sit at this house with my kids and we're going to watch a movie.
Or no, we're going to make the best decision of who to commit to, of that's best for our family.
Like, can you really get there? Are you used to being to all the games? How is this going to be feasible for you and your family? Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Let's figure it out. But that is a decision that you make with your family, and your circle. I'm talking about not extended family, your people that's in your circle. And that's why you got to choose those people wisely.
Yes.
You got to choose them wisely. If you hadn't done anything up until this point. Choose who you allow to penetrate your space.
Yes.
Especially with your children.
Everybody don't deserve access.
Everybody don't deserve access. Listen, the right opportunities will definitely wait. The wrong ones, they'll rush you.
And that's how you know the difference.
This is the process. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching our Momagers podcast, where we're helping moms to walk by faith, work with purpose, and live in peace.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Momagers Pod. Also, if you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Momagers Pod. Until next time, the Momagers.